Hey everyone, Nick O'Malley here with Andrew Callahan here at Gillette Stadium, where despite what Bill Belichick may have said at the podium about what 2 hours ago?
Maybe if that.
Yeah, Josh Gordon is here at Gillette Stadium. He was at practice.
Yeah, the trade is done. In reversal here, a little bit of fake news from Bill today dealing with what happened. The trade was announced on Monday. The Browns made their release. The Patriots had their own. It appeared on the league's transaction wire. Gordon is here in exchange for a 5th-round pick. The Patriots also get a 7th. Reportedly, there was some discussion about whether that 7th-round pick was conditional or just going to come here either way. Regardless, Gordon was on the field. He's wearing number 10. He's arrived in New England. He is a New England Patriot. And it's just really been a strange day even, I think, by Foxborough standards. But, you know, they're getting prepared for the Lions, which was an interesting week unto itself because, of course, they're going to face Matt Patricia, the old defensive coordinator.
Yeah, it was one of the more bizarre press conferences we've seen from Bill, because he opened up saying, "Oh, we're working on some transactions," and we go, "Wait, you're working on some transactions, so we shouldn't ask about Josh Gordon?" No. It was on the transaction wire. It's not done yet. Yeah. So what needs to be done? We need to finalize it. It just refused to acknowledge it, even though if you looked on the Patriots.com roster, Josh Gordon's on the roster, and
yeah,
he was here.
Yeah, he didn't have a number, but he was there. He was on the depth chart. Just, you know, he passed the physical. I mean, that's really the requirement before you can get it on the transaction wire and have both teams, you know, not only make a release, but publicize it. I mean, there was something on the Patriots' Instagram, I believe, just yesterday, where they had a video of Brady dropping back the pass that zooms in on the football and then lands in a separate clip of Josh Gordon's hands, which was all conjoined within the publicized. So this is something the Patriots have been celebrating, and yet we're told flat out the deal has not been completed. That's just nonsense. It's just it's gone down. So yeah, weird day. It also strange because, like I said, you know, they're going to see Matt Patricia this weekend. You asked Bill to expound upon, you know, what he saw in Patricia, and obviously that's something naturally going to come up, and didn't really want to discuss that either. So you just kind of go on through. We'll be in the locker room here soon enough. Obviously, questions going to come up about Patricia and Gordon, but it'll be really interesting to see how they use Gordon on Sunday, if they do at all. Because I wrote this on Monday. Just, you know, my initial reaction is, listen, to pump the brakes, temper expectations, because whether you want to look at Gordon's history in terms of being an accountable player in the NFL, he's been the least dependable. You know, he's been, you know, as poorly dependable as great as his talent is. So he's a talent that's been compared to Randy Moss and Julio Jones, but he just hasn't been there. On the other end, Patriots receivers who come in the middle of the season have not been able to produce right away. The playbook's too big to pick up, and he said Gordon can make up for that with his tremendous talent. You just don't know. So I wouldn't expect a whole lot. But I mean, one play, one connection, 60 yards for a touchdown, that gets it done on the field in fantasy in any capacity. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, the closest comparison we've had was someone said that Gordon should start on Sunday. Now, I was going to say that they should try and work him in. They should not start Josh Gordon. That is a big ask.
Yeah.
Like, getting on the same page as Tom Brady and working within that offense is a huge ask. And we've seen the Patriots have talented receivers come in. We've had Kenny Britt come in. We had Malcolm Floyd come in Michael Floyd come in a couple years ago. And it takes a while for them to get going. They'll have plays where they get going, like a very simplified packages where, all right, this is something we drew up for those players to kind of get acclimated and get them on the field. But it comes slowly. It's not going to be a heavy workload if he's even active at all.
Right, and you can see how they might work him in if you look at Cordero Patterson, a guy who was brought aboard much for his athletic talents, and then they have certain packages for him, you know, whether they're fly sweeps or they're screens. We've seen these already in 2 games, so you say, listen, here's your role in those plays, you'll do this, and that's all you really need to know. And I think at some point you can't have the offense too specialized to too many different players, because the difficulty when we talk about the playbook is that receivers have up to 4 to 5 decisions to make on any given passing play. A lot of option routes. They got to read the coverage like Brady would dropping back to pass. They've got to really, you know, read the press and the approach of the cornerback and adjust accordingly. So it's a lot of stuff on the fly in addition to terminology. Now, we have people saying, you know, of course, Josh Gordon had a bad quarterback. That's true. He also wasn't on the football field until 2014 before he came back late last year. So that's 3 full years that he missed due to substance abuse, suspensions, not being able to show up. You know, the reason he was released from Cleveland is he showed up on Saturday at the facility late, and they suspected he might have relapsed. So there's a lot going on here, and obviously you wish the best for him. But, you know, again, like I wrote Monday, I would pump the brakes. He could have 1 or 2 big plays, but that'll come within a scope of maybe 15, 20 snaps at most.